There's a plain, white, boring-looking vegetable sitting in the produce aisle of your grocery store right now that activates a master switch inside your kidneys most doctors don't even talk about. A switch that unlocks your body's own built-in kidney repair system. And the clinical data behind this? Published in 25 studies, exposed a compound so powerful, it improved kidney filtration with a statistical significance of p less than 0.0001. I'm going to tell you exactly what this vegetable is. But, and I need you to hear me on this, if you don't understand the specific reason your kidneys are breaking down after 60, this remedy will completely fail in your body. It won't work because you'll be treating the wrong problem. So stay with me. What I'm about to show you in the next few minutes could be the difference between keeping your independence and losing it to a machine. Hey, I'm Dr. Sarah. I'm a geriatric specialist, and this is the Senior Health Podcast. I made this show for one reason, because the medical system has a nasty habit of looking at people over 60 and saying, well, you're just getting older. And that makes my blood boil. I want to tell you about my Uncle Richard. He's 71, retired pipe fitter out of Toledo, Ohio. Hands like leather, strongest man I knew growing up. He used to carry me and my cousin on his shoulders at the same time like it was nothing. About 2 years ago, Richard started swelling up. His ankles got so puffy he couldn't lace his work boots. His face looked bloated, different, and the fatigue. He told my mom, I feel like a shell of myself. Those were his exact words, a shell. Then the brain fog hit. He'd forget what he walked into the kitchen for. He'd lose his train of thought mid-sentence. The man who could rebuild a boiler from memory couldn't finish a sentence at Thanksgiving dinner. His doctor ran some blood work and told him his kidneys were declining, stage 3 CKD, and then said something that still makes me furious. It's just part of aging, Richard. We'll monitor it. Monitor it. That was the plan. Just watch it get worse. Have you ever been told something like that? That your pain, your swelling, your exhaustion is just normal? Because it's not. And I refuse to accept that for Richard. What I found in the research, in the clinical trials, in the actual published data changed everything for him. And it starts with understanding what's really happening inside your kidneys right now. So here's the truth. Nobody sits you down and explains. Your kidneys are not just wearing out. There are 6 specific mechanical failures happening inside your body, all at the same time, and they're feeding off each other like a chain reaction. Let me make this simple. Think of your kidneys as a water treatment plant with a million tiny filters. Now, over 60 years, 3 disasters have been running silently in the background. First, a sticky caramel-like residue from sugar in your blood has been slowly coating every single filter. Picture the brown crust that forms on overdone toast. That's what's happening to your kidney filters. Doctors call these AGEs, advanced glycation end products. But think of it as your kidneys getting caramelized from the inside. Second, the pipes feeding those filters, they've gone stiff and narrow, like old plumbing that's crusted up inside. The substance that keeps those pipes open and flexible, nitric oxide, your body stops making enough of it after 60. Blood flow to your kidneys drops roughly 10% every single decade. You feel that? That's why your energy crashes. That's why the swelling starts. Your kidneys are being starved of blood. Third, and this is the part that keeps me up at night, the maintenance crew that used to repair damaged filters, they've mostly retired. Your kidney has special cells called podocytes. They form the final barrier in your filtration system, and they cannot regenerate. Every one you lose is gone forever. By age 70 to 75, you're working with roughly 520,000 functioning filters versus nearly 1 million at age 25. Almost half gone. So you've got clogged filters, bad plumbing, and no repair crew, all at the same time. This is not just you getting older. Do not let anyone tell you that. This is a mechanical failure, and mechanical failures can be addressed. Here's the good news. You can unclog those filters, you can soften those pipes, and you can give the remaining crew the raw materials they need to keep working. Starting with what you put on your plate. Why didn't your doctor tell you this? I honestly don't know, but I'm telling you now. All right, here's your morning protocol. 5 vegetables. Each one targets a different mechanism of kidney damage. I'm going to walk you through the first 3 right now. These are your morning power moves. Vegetable 1, cauliflower, the master switch activator. Remember that master switch I mentioned at the top? Here it is. It's called NRF2. Think of it as the foreman of your kidney's internal cleanup crew. When NRF2 is turned on, it unlocks a whole cascade of protective enzymes that neutralize the free radicals. Those are the rogue molecules that are destroying your filters. After 60, that foreman falls asleep on the job. NRF2 gets down-regulated. Your defenses collapse. Cauliflower contains a compound called sulforaphane, and sulforaphane walks into your kidney cells and wakes that foreman back up. And this isn't me guessing. A meta-analysis of 25 studies, published in Life Sciences in 2023, showed sulforaphane significantly increased creatinine clearance. That's a direct measure of how well your kidneys are filtering, with a p-value of less than 0.0001. Let that sink in. P less than 0.0001. That is about as close to certainty as science gets. P less than 0.0001. Now, here's the trick most people mess up. You can't just chop cauliflower and throw it straight in the pan. Step 1, chop your cauliflower into florets. Step 2, set it on the cutting board and walk away for 40 minutes. I know, it sounds strange, but that resting time activates an enzyme called myrosinase. That's the enzyme that actually creates the sulforaphane. Without that pause, you get almost nothing. Step 3, after 40 minutes, lightly steam for just 1 to 3 minutes. You want it slightly tender, not mushy. Pro tip, if you boil it instead, sprinkle a tiny pinch of mustard seed powder on top after cooking. That restores the sulforaphane conversion. You can also eat it raw with a dip, mash it like potatoes, or rice it. How much? Half a cup of boiled cauliflower has only 88 milligrams of potassium. That's extremely low. Safe for all stages of kidney concerns, including dialysis. What should you notice after 2 to 4 weeks? Watch for clearer urine, less foamy. That foam? That's protein leaking through damaged filters. Less foam means your filters are holding up better. You may also feel less morning stiffness and more consistent energy, less of that afternoon crash. Vegetable 2, red bell pepper, the triple threat shield. If cauliflower wakes up the foreman, red bell pepper sends in 3 bodyguards at the same time. Bodyguard 1, lycopene. It's a carotenoid, a plant pigment that hunts down the free radicals attacking your glomerular membranes. Think of those membranes as the mesh screens in your filters. Lycopene protects the mesh. Bodyguard 2, vitamin C. 1 small red bell pepper gives you 3 times your daily requirement. Vitamin C supports the collagen in your renal blood vessels. It keeps the pipes from getting brittle. Bodyguard 3, quercetin. This one blocks the NF-kappa B inflammatory cascade. That's the fire alarm system that, when it goes haywire, recruits immune cells to tear down your own kidney tissue and replace it with scar tissue. Have you ever looked down at your ankles and they didn't even look like your ankles anymore? Swollen, puffy, shoes that won't fit? Here's your move. Eat red bell pepper both raw and lightly sautéed. Raw keeps the vitamin C intact. But here's the secret. When you gently sauté slices in a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, the lycopene becomes up to 4 times more absorbable. Because lycopene is fat-soluble, it needs a little fat to hitch a ride into your bloodstream. Avoid boiling. That leaches out the nutrients into the water you're about to throw down the drain. Potassium? Only 88 milligrams per half cup. Just 1 milligram of sodium, 10 milligrams of phosphorus. This is one of the safest vegetables on the planet for anyone watching their potassium. After 2 to 4 weeks, watch for less puffiness around your eyes and ankles. Better skin color, more stable energy, and fewer episodes of that thick, cloudy brain fog. Vegetable 3. Garlic, nature's prescription drug. this one blew my mind when I first read the research, and I need you to really hear this. There is a prescription drug called Losartan. It's one of the most commonly prescribed kidney protection medications in the world. It works by blocking something called the AT1 receptor. That's like a lock on your kidney cells that, when activated, triggers inflammation, scarring, and cell death. Garlic contains a compound called allicin, and allicin binds to that exact same lock. A 2018 study published in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences by Ariano Buendia and colleagues showed that allicin's kidney protective effects were comparable to Losartan. It improved kidney function, decreased protein leakage, reduced oxidative stress, and lowered the expression of that AT1 receptor, comparable to Losartan, from a clove of garlic. And a 2024 systematic review in Food and Function confirmed it across multiple models. Garlic components significantly improved kidney function indicators, including BUN, serum creatinine, and proteinuria. Now, I am a doctor, but I am not your doctor in this podcast. These remedies are powerful, but they do not replace personal medical care. Always consult your physician and never stop medication abruptly. If you're on Losartan or any kidney medication, keep taking it. Garlic is a partner, not a replacement. Here's how to use it. Crush or mince 1 to 2 fresh cloves and then let them sit for 10 to 15 minutes before you use them. Sound familiar? Same principle as the cauliflower. That resting period activates an enzyme called alliinase, and alliinase is what creates the allicin. Raw garlic retains the most allicin. Toss minced garlic into salad dressings or add it at the very end of cooking, the last 30 seconds, to keep the heat from destroying it. Potassium, just 12 milligrams per clove, the lowest on this entire list. You can use it as freely as you want, and it doubles as a fantastic salt substitute. After 2 to 4 weeks, check your blood pressure at your next doctor visit. Watch for warmer hands and feet. That's improved circulation, less puffiness in your face, and a noticeable lift in your overall energy. Morning exercise, kidney breathing. Before we move on, one quick morning exercise that takes 5 minutes, and you can do it before you even get out of bed. Your kidneys sit directly beneath your diaphragm, your breathing muscle. They receive 20% of your total blood flow. When you take a full, deep diaphragmatic breath, you actually massage your kidneys from the inside. You compress the large vein beneath them, the inferior vena cava, and that compression pumps more blood through your filters. It also flips on your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the rest and repair mode, which lowers cortisol and directly reduces the strain on your kidneys. Here's the move. Sit with feet flat or lie in bed with a pillow under your knees. One hand on your chest, one on your belly. Breathe in through your nose for 4 counts. Push the belly hand out. Your chest hand should not move. Then exhale slowly through pursed lips for 6 to 8 counts. 5 minutes every morning. All right, you've handled the morning. Now let's talk about what happens before your head hits the pillow. These next 2 vegetables and 2 gentle movements are designed to support your kidneys while you sleep. Vegetable 4, onion, the scarring blocker. Here's something that should scare you a little, in a good way. Inside your kidneys right now, there's a process called fibrosis. That's a medical word for scarring. Your immune system, trying to help, sends in cells that tear down functional kidney tissue and replace it with stiff, useless scar tissue. Like pouring concrete over a garden, the pathway that drives this scarring is called TGF-beta1. Think of it as a construction foreman who keeps ordering more and more concrete, even when nobody asked for it. Onions, especially red onions, are the richest common food source of quercetin, and quercetin blocks that foreman. It interrupts the TGF-beta1 fibrosis pathway directly. How powerful is this? An analysis of 5,801 hypertensive patients using data from the N. Haynes National Health Survey, published in Molecular Nutrition and Food Research in 2024, found that every 10 milligrams per day increase in quercetin intake was linked to an 8% decrease in kidney damage and a 9% reduction in mortality over a median follow-up of 122 months. Let me say that again. Every 10 milligrams more per day 8% less kidney damage, 9% lower risk of death. From onions. Use them raw when you can. Toss red onion slices into salads or on top of sandwiches. Lightly sautéed or caramelized is fine too. Quercetin holds up well to gentle heat, and cooking makes onions easier on the stomach. Pair them with olive oil for better absorption. Potassium, 116 milligrams per half cup. Still low. Listed in DaVita's top 15 kidney-friendly foods. After 2 to 4 weeks, watch for reduced swelling in your feet and ankles, better blood pressure readings, more stable blood sugar, and, this one surprises people, fewer nighttime bathroom trips as your filtration efficiency improves. Vegetable 5, cabbage, the detox engine. Last one. And don't underestimate this humble vegetable. Cabbage delivers 2 compounds, indole 3-carbinol and its derivative DIM, that activate your phase 2 detoxification enzymes. Think of these as the janitors inside your kidney cells. They grab toxins, tag them, and escort them to the exit. The janitors work through the same NRF2 pathway that cauliflower activates. So together, cauliflower and cabbage are a 1-2 punch. A Cambridge University study published in the British Journal of Nutrition confirmed that cabbage juice significantly increased these protective enzymes in kidney tissue. And here's a bonus. Cabbage also delivers vitamin K, which prevents the calcium buildup in your blood vessels that's so common in kidney decline. Remember those stiff, crusted-up pipes? Vitamin K helps keep them clean. Potassium? Just 60 milligrams per half cup of green cabbage. One of the lowest potassium vegetables you can buy. Safe for every stage, including dialysis. Preparation. Shred it raw for coleslaw. The shredding itself activates the protective enzymes. Lightly steam or microwave to ease digestion. And if you can find it or make it, sauerkraut. Fermented cabbage adds probiotics that improve your gut-kidney axis, reducing the uremic toxins that make you feel foggy, itchy, and exhausted. After 2 to 4 weeks, watch for less bloating, better digestion, reduced body puffiness, less skin itchiness, that bone-deep itch that scratching can't reach, and steadier morning energy. Evening exercises, the kidney unwind. 2 gentle movements, both from a chair or your bed, both under 5 minutes. Move 1, seated gentle torso twists. 3 minutes, once in the evening. Your kidneys sit along your lower back. A gentle rotation creates a compression and release massage on the kidney area, like wringing out a sponge, flushing fresh blood through. Sit tall, inhale deeply. On the exhale, slowly rotate your upper body to the right. Place your left hand on your right knee for gentle support. Hold for 2 to 3 slow breaths. Return to center. Repeat to the left. 5 to 8 full cycles. Move 2, seated marching with ankle pumps. 5 minutes before bed. When you sit or lie for long periods, blood pools in your legs. Your kidneys get starved for blood flow. This exercise activates your calf muscles, what doctors call your second heart, pumping venous blood back up to your kidneys. The National Kidney Foundation specifically recommends this for people with kidney concerns. Sit tall. Alternate lifting each knee toward your chest for 1 to 2 minutes. Then, feet flat, lift your heels while keeping your toes on the ground. Squeeze those calves, 10 to 15 reps. Reverse. Lift your toes while heels stay down, 10 to 15 reps. Repeat the full sequence 2 to 3 times. Can you feel that warmth spreading up through your legs? That's blood moving. That's your second heart doing its job. Now, knowing my own Uncle Richard, I know exactly what you might be thinking right now. So let me get ahead of you on 3 big ones. What if my doctor told me to limit potassium? I hear you. This is the #1 fear, and it's valid. Too much potassium with compromised kidneys can be dangerous. But here's what most people don't realize. Every single vegetable on this list was specifically chosen for low potassium. Cabbage is 60 milligrams per half cup. Garlic is 12 milligrams per clove. Red bell pepper is 88 milligrams. For comparison, a single banana has over 400 milligrams. These are not bananas. These are some of the safest vegetables that exist for kidney-conscious eating, and there's clinical proof backing this up. Dr. Nimrit Guraya at Baylor Scott and White Health ran 2 landmark trials, published in Kidney International in 2014 and CJASN in 2013, with 108 stage 3 and 71 stage 4 CKD patients. The patients eating added fruits and vegetables, including cauliflower, carrots, and spinach, preserved their kidney filtration rate equally to patients on prescription sodium bicarbonate. And critically, serum potassium did not dangerously increase. Vegetables preserved kidney function as effectively as the pharmaceutical intervention. That's not me saying it, that's Kidney International. What if I can't stand up to cook? Then don't. Every single preparation I described can be done sitting down at a kitchen table. Crushing garlic, sitting. Shredding cabbage, sitting. Slicing bell pepper strips, sitting. And every exercise in this protocol is chair-based or bed-based. I designed it that way on purpose. If you can sit in a chair and breathe, you can do this entire program. What if I'm already on dialysis? Is it too late? No, and I need you to hear that clearly. A 5-year follow-up of Dr. Garaya's trial, published in the Journal of Renal Nutrition in 2021, found 0 cardiovascular events in the fruit and vegetable group versus 6 in the usual care group. The American Journal of Kidney Diseases published a study in 2024 following 2,539 CKD patients for 7 to 12 years. Those eating the most plant-based foods had a 26% lower risk of dying from any cause. That's a hazard ratio of 0.74, p less than 0.001. It is never too late to give your kidneys better raw materials. Before I let you go, there is one thing I need to warn you about, because if you do everything I just taught you and you don't fix this, you could be undoing all of it every single morning. That little purple pill in your medicine cabinet, Prilosec, Nexium, Prevacid, the heartburn pill you've been taking for years, maybe so long you forgot why you started. Those are called proton pump inhibitors, PPIs, and they are silently destroying millions of kidneys. A landmark study in JAMA Internal Medicine, 2016, one of the most prestigious medical journals in the world, followed 259,233 participants. PPI users had a 50% higher risk of developing chronic kidney disease, 50%. And a 2023 meta-analysis covering 6.8 million participants confirmed it. PPI use was associated with a 72% higher CKD risk, 72% higher risk. From a pill, most people think is as harmless as a vitamin. And here's the hidden trap within the trap. Roughly 40 to 60% of people taking these pills have no appropriate medical reason for them anymore. They started years ago for occasional heartburn, and nobody ever took them off. Now listen carefully. Do not stop any prescribed medication without talking to your doctor first. PPIs are still necessary for some serious conditions, but ask your doctor about deprescribing. About 25% of long-term users can stop without symptoms returning. For milder reflux, ask about switching to an H2 blocker like famotidine, brand name Pepcid, which shows 0 increased kidney risk in the same studies. Elevate the head of your bed 6 inches, 15 centimeters. Stop eating 3 hours before sleep. And if you must stay on a PPI, request the lowest effective dose for the shortest time and ask for kidney function monitoring, an eGFR blood test, at least once a year. All right, let me give you the quick wins. 5 vegetables. Cauliflower wakes up your NRF2 master switch. Red bell pepper sends in 3 bodyguards against oxidative damage. Garlic blocks the same receptor as prescription kidney drugs. Onion stops the scarring pathway. Cold, cabbage, activates your detox janitors and has one of the lowest potassium counts in the produce aisle. Chop, rest, prepare. 3 exercises from a chair, morning and night. You can start today, before your head hits the pillow tonight. My Uncle Richard? His energy came back. The brain fog lifted. His last eGFR reading went up, not down. His doctor looked at him like he'd seen a ghost. But your kidneys don't work alone. They're deeply connected to another organ that most seniors are unknowingly damaging every single day: And the solution is just as simple as what I showed you today. To protect that organ and keep your independence, you need to click the video right here on your screen. I'll see you there.